Hello, and welcome to the first of a bunch of video content I am planning to make for the George Macy Imagery. This is Wildcat JF, and today I'm going to talk about the very first book that I picked up that got me on the path of collecting in the first place. Now you can see that I've got two different books here, but we're going to focus on the book on the left first. So, in about 2007, I was at a library book sale, and I came across this book and was just blown away by this embossed cover. And it continues to be one of my absolute favorites in my collection, Heritage or Limited Editions Club. It just is really stunning to me. This is, for those who might not have seen the original post, Virgil's Aeneid, and the illustrator was Carlotta Petrina, and it was translated by John Dryden with a very, very, very lengthy introduction that will take me a bit to flip through to actually get to a illustration within the book. So I did get a sandglass with this. And as you saw on the title page, that was a New York title page, but this is a Connecticut era sandglass. Now at the time when I picked this up, I had no idea of any of the history or background of the Heritage Press. So this just seemed like a really cool piece of ephemera to include with the book. But now I know that this is likely just a reprinted sandglass with an updated location that was issued with an old copy that was still floating around in the Heritage Press when the owners of the Easton Press, MPI, took over and were giving these out to their subscriber base. So as you can see, I'm going to take a bit. Okay, good. I'm doing better. So, I can just find, there we go. So, here is the first illustration in the book proper. Petrina is a wonderful illustrator, really captivating stuff. The detail in here is really cool. I just love this book and its illustrations. They're just so striking to me. I'm going to do my best to let you see it in video format. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little brief pause in our discussion here and get the Limited Editions Club version of this book so we can do a little side by side. So the Heritage has this box, just a regular slipcase, but the Limited Editions Club version has this clamshell box, I think is the official term, could be wrong. That's really nice, and this is a really nice binding as well, don't get me wrong. It's got a lot of lovely detail, as you can see as I zoom in a bit. Just a really nice pattern. But in contrast to the embossed binding on the Heritage, it doesn't quite match up the same for me. And as we'll see when we get to the inside, it's pretty comparable in terms of the interior. So the biggest difference is color, as you'll see. So not much difference on the title page beyond seeing the actual publication year in the Limited Editions Club at the bottom, but the big difference is that, in contrast, there's a lot more red in this book. Let me get to that exact page where we left off with the Heritage, and as you can see, it doesn't even have the word introduction up there, but here it does, and it's in red. And then in terms of the illustration quality itself, it's pretty comparable. Whoever printed the Heritage did a really good job, I would say, on replicating the quality. I would say that the Limited Editions Club is a little bit better. It's a little bit sharper, but on the whole, the Heritage is really, really nice. Alright, so we're going to do this, and we'll just put them side by side. So as I flip a page, we can look at them both together. So book 1, as you can see up in the Heritage, it's all black. Book 1 in the LEC has the red, and this continues as you dig in deeper. That, as you can see, all black. No book 1 on the right, but when you come to the LEC, the letters in red, and you can see book 1 in red as well. So let me flip to the back of the LEC so we can look at the colophon real fast. So as you can see here, Patrina provides her signature, and this is number 321 of 1100. Now during the war, World War II, the membership count went down, as well as the difficulty of acquiring materials to print due to paper being used for the war effort. The amount of Limited Edition Club books being printed from 1941 to 1945 varies, and this is one of the ones where the limitation count was reduced to 1100 versus the usual 1500. So following this book, about a month later, I went to the same library. They're having a new sale, and found a copy of Sherlock Holmes that was really nice, but had a garish highlighter signature of a previous owner inside. I no longer have that book, but it was a really good deal at $2. And then probably about 2 or 3 months later, I went to a neighboring town for their library book sale and found a copy of Serenade de Bergerac based on the Pierre Brissauld edition. That was the one that made me go, oh wait, all of these might be connected. And then I saw that they were all Heritage Press books. And that's basically where this all began. All this excitement and enthusiasm that I have for George Macy's publications. Why I run a blog is because of this book starting this chain of events that led to me collecting more. So while I got this one in 2007, the LEC I just got this year. I got it from an actual local bookseller here where I live, and picked up 2 other books at the same time. And I'll be probably talking about these in more detail next year. But the Aeneid was what got me going on collecting books by the Limited Editions Club and the Heritage Press. So this is the first of, like I said, many videos I'm planning. Just kind of talking about these books in more detail and my history with them. I'm really excited about it. The next video will be on my first Limited Editions Club book. So I hope you'll come back in about a month's time. I'm planning to do these once per month as with the book post. So there'll be 1 book post and 1 video going forward. So a little bit more content monthly. So that'll be nice for everybody, I think. But I do appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and check out this lovely edition in 2 different versions. Of course, the book post I'll link in the description below, so you can check that out. The Limited Editions Club version of the book is from the UC Merced Library, but at one point I will update it with my edition. Alright, well, any comments can be left on my blog for this particular video. They'll be up for 7 days once it's posted, or in the Library Thing George Macy Devotees forum, under George Macy Imagery number 6. I'm starting a new thread. So thanks again. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.